In a world that constantly pushes us to want and be more, I invite you to take a pause with me. This story is for you, for anyone who's ever felt a bit lost in the crowd, for those who've sought validation in the eyes of others. I promise you, every word holds deep meaning. Stay with me, listen to the end, and together, let's rediscover the serenity and beauty in just being ourselves. Chapter 1. Meeting the Wise One. The first light of dawn bathed the forest, casting long golden shadows on the dew-kissed grass. The peak of the majestic mountain was cloaked in a veil of mist, an enigmatic and captivating mystery. At the foot of this mountain lay a lush forest, home to countless creatures. Each tree, each leaf bore witness to ancient tales and secrets never told. Atop this peak, amidst the rocks and mountain flowers, lived an old boar. Time had etched deep wrinkles on his skin, but his eyes sparkled with a clear, penetrating light. The forest animals called him the mountain sage. Many braved the steep slopes and winding paths to seek his counsel, for his words were like cool water to thirsty souls. On one such day, as the boar meditated, gazing at the horizon, a young frog approached, hesitatingly. Her green eyes were swollen with unshed tears. She stopped before the boar, her heart pounding. "Master," she began with a quivering voice, "I can't jump like the other frogs. Every day, I watch their leaps and feel a heaviness in my heart, a thorn that torments me. I feel inadequate, as if nature forgot to gift me that talent." The boar looked at her, and silence enveloped the peak. Slowly, he pointed towards the vast expanse before them. "See, little frog, this towering mountain? It doesn't envy the dance of the leaves carried by the wind, nor the flight of birds that graze its slopes. It just is. And in its existence, in its stillness, it finds its true and unique greatness." The frog looked at the mountain and for the first time noticed its silent majesty, the strength emanating from every rock. Yet she was still plagued by doubt. How can I find this greatness within me? How can I accept this limitation? The boar leaned in, resting his snout on the frog's head. "Find beauty in what you are, not in what you wish to be. Don't measure yourself against others, but recognize and celebrate your uniqueness. The way you move, your ability to listen, the empathy in your heart, these are your true strengths." The frog closed her eyes, feeling a peace she hadn't felt in a long time. She had begun her journey towards wisdom, guided by the enlightened words of the old boar. And in that moment, on that mountain peak, two souls connected in deep understanding, marking the beginning of a journey that would forever change the young frog's life. Chapter 2. The Grand Mountain. As the wind blew gently on the peak, carrying the fresh scent of pines and the distant echo of songbirds, the frog and the boar sat facing each other, both enveloped in a revealing silence. The boar, looking at the horizon, began, "Many years ago, when the mountain was but a small hill, it looked enviously at the tall trees and deep valleys, wishing to be like them. But over time and with nature's forces, it grew in height and grandeur, becoming the highest point in this world." The frog, eyes filled with curiosity, asked, "And what did the mountain learn from all this?" The boar replied with a gentle smile, "It learned that greatness isn't found in wanting to be something else, but in accepting what one truly is." In its comparison with the trees and valleys, the mountain realized that every entity has a unique role in this vast universe. The frog lowered her gaze, pondering the boar's words. "This makes me think of how I compare myself to other frogs. I wish to jump like them, to be accepted and appreciated for who I am. But maybe I'm looking in the wrong direction." The boar nodded. "Comparing oneself to others can only lead to suffering. But if you look within, if you embrace your uniqueness, you'll discover qualities no one else possesses. Just as the mountain found its greatness in being what it is, you too can find your greatness in being yourself." A tear rolled down the frog's cheek, but it wasn't one of sadness. It was a tear of understanding, of realization. "I want to belong, but not at the cost of losing myself," she whispered. The boar, nodding, concluded, "And so it should be, little frog. Your true belonging lies in accepting yourself, in celebrating your uniqueness. And when you discover and embrace your true self, the whole world will welcome you with open arms." And in that moment, under the vast sky and in front of the grand mountain, A little frog and an old boar shared a profound understanding of life's essence and the importance of self-acceptance. Chapter 3. The Revelation. The wind, carrying the scents and secrets of the forest, blew gently among the rocks and plants of the mountain. The air was filled with a silence of anticipation and reflection. The boar, with eyes that held eternity, observed the frog. "Little friend, greatness doesn't lie in the ability to mimic others, but in the deep acknowledgement of who we truly are. Your search shouldn't focus on what you lack, but on what you possess." The frog, taken aback by these words, whispered, "But how can I recognize what I possess when all I see is what I lack?" The boar replied, "The key is meditation and introspection. You must look inward, beyond superficial appearances and beliefs. Only then can you see your true essence." And so, guided by the wise words of the boar, the frog began her inner journey. Sitting by a clear stream, she closed her eyes and meditated. She felt the flow of the water, the birds' songs, the sun's warmth on her skin. But above all, she felt herself. In the days that followed, the frog explored the depths of her being. She discovered that her ability to listen was rare and precious. She realized her empathy could touch and heal others' wounds. She understood that her unique movement was an expression of her soul, a dance only she could perform. Returning to the boar, her heart was full of gratitude. "Thank you," she said with a trembling voice, "for showing me the way to myself. I've discovered gifts I didn't know I had." The boar, with a radiant smile, replied, "The greatest revelation, little frog, is to recognize and celebrate one's uniqueness. Every being at every moment possesses a unique and irreplaceable gift. Celebrate it, and in that, you'll find your true greatness. And in that sacred place where the sky meets the earth." A young frog and an old boar shared a moment of pure revelation, illuminating the shadows of their doubts with the light of wisdom. Chapter 4. Acceptance. As dawn painted the sky in shades of gold and pink, the frog sat on a rock, reflecting on the shimmering waters of the lake. An autumn leaf, golden and brown, gently fell onto the water, creating ever-expanding circles. Watching this simple act of nature, the frog understood a profound truth. Every being, regardless of its size or grandeur, has a unique impact on the vast ocean of life. With renewed eyes, the frog began to see beauty in every small gesture, in every single leap, regardless of its height. She realized her true strength wasn't in comparing herself to others, but in recognizing and celebrating her uniqueness. Filled with this new awareness, she made her way back to the mountain peak to seek the boar. The path was challenging, but every step was soaked in gratitude. When she finally reached the sage, her words were simple yet profound. "Thank you, Master, for showing me the true meaning of acceptance." The boar, with a calm and peaceful smile, replied, "Little frog, it wasn't my doing. You found the truth within you. I merely lit a small flame that became a bright beacon in your heart." Slowly, the boar added, "Always remember, every being has a unique role in this vast universe. When we stop looking outside and start looking within, we find our true essence." The frog, with tear-filled eyes of gratitude, responded, "I've understood the importance of focusing on what I am and not on what I'm not. In my uniqueness, I've found my true strength." The wind gently rustled the trees, carrying with it a song of joy and peace. The mountain, eternal and imposing, bore witness to this sacred conversation. And in that moment of pure acceptance, the frog became a beacon of hope and inspiration for all the forest beings. Her story wasn't just one of overcoming and growth, but a testament to the importance of embracing and celebrating one's true nature. Chapter 5. The Light to Share. At the mountain's base, the frog now sat on a flat boulder, contemplating the horizon. Her posture, once uncertain, now radiated a calmness and confidence she had never known before. A dragonfly, with its iridescent wings, landed beside her. "Why do you shine so brightly today, little frog?" it asked curiously. "Because I've discovered the light within me," the frog replied, "and I've learned to love it." The dragonfly, intrigued, wanted to know more. "How did you find it?" The frog, with a serene smile, began recounting her adventures and the wise words of the boar. And as she spoke, other forest animals, drawn by her newfound aura, gathered around. A woodpecker, a lynx, a butterfly, all listened intently, seeing in themselves the insecurities and fears the frog had overcome. Every day I'd watch others and wish to be like them, the frog shared. But now I know that true strength isn't in comparing, but in recognizing and celebrating our unique light. The butterfly, with its colorful wings, said, I too once wished to have wings like the dragonflies, but now I see the beauty of my own wings. And one by one, the animals began sharing their stories, realizing that, just like the frog, they had spent too much time looking outside rather than inside. True peace, the frog whispered, is found in accepting and loving ourselves for who we are, here and now. And in that moment, the forest was enveloped in a profound and sacred silence. Every animal in that brief instant understood the invaluable worth of self-acceptance and presence. The frog, with her simple wisdom, had become a beacon of inspiration for all. The sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, and as night approached, a thought illuminated every creature's heart. True happiness and inner peace are a journey inward, a genuine embrace of who we are, here and now. And so, with light hearts and awakened souls, the forest animals dispersed, carrying with them the precious lessons from the frog, ready to share them with every corner of the vast world. Deep within every being, there's a unique and invaluable light, often obscured by shadows of doubt and comparison. Embracing that light, recognizing its worth, is the key to a life lived with authenticity and joy. It's not in trying to be someone else, but in being wholly ourselves, that we find true freedom and happiness. If this story touched a chord in your heart, and you wish to dive into more tales of wisdom and discovery, click subscribe below. Begin your journey to your true essence today.